all love. It's all love. I know what you mean. So I like that. Basically, in a nutshell, what you're saying is your best caddy experience. You didn't necessarily say what yours is, but you do.
No, I
believe
mean,
that
that's true. There's
yours
been a
is-
couple of times where I've made a boatload.
Yeah.
But like,
But what you're saying is, as long as the connection is there and as long as
Yes.
it's naturally manifested,
yes.
it's usually going to tend to go to good. It's going to be
Right.
a good conversation. They're going to have a level of respect for you, and you're going to make good money. That's fair.
Yes.
Okay,
and
let's.
I think, and then there are certain people, no matter what happens, you're not going to have that. You know.
I agree.
So, but the
You'll
most
never please them.
the most important thing to do is to accept it, and you know that this service time is going to end, and that's it.
Would you rather?
I love
I
that.
have a pretty good question to add on that. Would you rather a guy or a girl who's a dick but leaves a boatload, or one of those nuanced connections that leaves just sort of the average?
Be honest.
I'll put up with the dick.
There we go.
Me too.
Everybody here would.
But that's
if
the
it
thing,
gets
it has
to
to
a,
be-
but it right. It's like what you're saying though. It has to bring a lot of value.
You have to bring a
Yeah.
lot of value.
It has to hit the value that it brings has to exceed their dickiness.
Their bullshit that you're putting up
Yes.
with. I agree.
You know.
And here's the thing about that question, right? It's like, I would rather that, but how do you know until you know? Right?
Yeah.
No, you
exactly.
don't.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
There's been
Right.
multiple times when someone has been like, not even necessarily a dick to me, but just like negative and dickish about everything else. But then
Yep.
at the end, when they leave so much money, I'm like, man, I maybe should have like received it a little bit more well than I did.
Like, you wonder if they're like trying
But
to just
you never
mess.
know.
With,
You just
wonder
don't
if they're
know
trying
until
to,
you
like, mess
know.
with you or something.
No, I mean that. I mean, it sounds a little loopy, but like that's why it's so important, like to stay in the moment. You know.
Yeah,
Be
stay
present.
Yes,
Stay
and
present.
don't
we talk about
project.
that a lot.
Be present.
I mean, that's so. But again, like even a simple thing like that, it's hard to be doing all the time. You know.
It really
you
is.
really got. It goes back to discipline.
It goes back to discipline.
You
Absolutely,
know.
100%.
I mean, you gotta.
Yeah, we talk.
Second part of that question, what's your worst caddy experience? I mean, I guess you can give the exact
I mean,
opposite, but
Anytime I've lost the club.
Oh,
that didn't go well for you.
Anytime I've lost the club, I can't. Like the next time I lose the club, I might be institutionalized.
what does losing a club do to you that makes you feel this way?
I don't. It just brings on so much anxiety.
Exactly. I know.
I
it
like,
really
and I
does.
feel.
No, I get it.
I feel so.
Incompetent, not incompetent,
yeah,
but almost me.
worse than incompetent.
Yeah. Okay. Good. We agree on
You
that.
know, like I
Yeah.
mean, just
I mean, sometimes there's, some of us, I've done it before. Put somebody else's club in the wrong bag, and we're all looking.
Oh my god!
right, right.
And we're looking for it for a long time.
Dude,
And
that is the worst.
But like I'm talking about like on the course, like.
And then somebody comes to the savior. There's always some one guy, person in a group or a caddy or whoever that's like, oh, I got it right here, and you're like,
I won't lie. If I have a quote unquote dickish group, and they say they forgot something, I'm always the first to raise my hand. Like, don't worry, I'll go back and grab it. And I take their cart and I just drive back, just to get away from them for a little bit.
you still got to deal with them when you come back.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna go to. We got a couple more, questions left. What are your do's and don'ts when it comes to caddy player etiquette?
Okay. I mean, I guess
What shouldn't you do as a player?
don't tell me this is like I haven't played this bad in like 2 months.
That's
Okay.
or like what?
I mean, no. Yes, you have.
You definitely
You have. You played this way Tuesday.
That's
all right?
so good. That's
Don't
so
tell
good.
me this.
I
please.
love
That's such a
don't-
good answer.
A lot of them will come and they'll say, I haven't played since the summer.
No, but that's
Yeah,
fine.
okay.
Like it's
Right,
been 2
but
months.
But don't say to me, I've been playing. I was playing so well like 2 weeks ago, and I can't believe this.
That's a good
yeah,
one.
I could believe it.
That's a good one.
Right?
That's a really good one.
And then there's 2 more. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Don't tell me you're a 6 when you're a 14.
Uh,
Okay.
I feel like
And
a
you
6 is
okay?
thrown
Like
around a lot.
don't do that.
Yeah, that's a bad
Like
one.
why? If you're lying about something like so simple like that in your life, like you're lying about.
That's a good point.
You're lying about a lot
You're
of
lying
shit.
about everything imaginable. All right.
I agree with you 100%.
Honestly, wouldn't you rather? I've always thought, wouldn't you rather tell someone like if I'm playing to an 8, well, I would rather tell someone I'm a 10, get the extra strokes, and have people be like, yeah, okay, he's a 10, it makes sense. Like,
But
No.
I mean, people have like this ego inflation for I don't know why. It just like
You know, it's rare. It's almost like what I can relate that to is you get that player that's decent, and they hit a shot right, and let's say they hit a green, but it's like 40 feet out, and they're suddenly going, "Oh, I hit that so fat." And then there's the guy occasionally that I respect that'll like he's actually good, and he'll hit the green, and he'll like miss the shot, but he'll hit the green, and he'll be like, "Hey, I'm dancing," like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
positive,
yeah.
humble. That's the guy I like.
Yeah, I think people take
That's
the
the guy I
sport.
like.
People take the sport so seriously, and I never really understood that because, like, for me, I became a caddy after I quit my sales job, and I was just on a golf cart and just out there. Being on a golf course alone makes me happy, but I never understood why people got so upset about what they shot on a certain day. Like, that's why you go out and play.
I've been an angry golfer. I can't really, say that. I think
I
it's a
wouldn't say
personality
you're
type.
angry.
No, but you haven't seen me when I was younger. I've worked on a lot of my character defects.
Oh, you
Trust me.
you were angry?
A lot of them were removed by the man above, thank God. But I was an angry golfer, like throwing clubs. I mean, it's a sport, how, right? You would agree. You could see how it's a sport that can make somebody very frustrated.
right, but that
I don't react
but,
to it
but,
anymore.
But when you lose your temper like that, you lose your mindset. You know,
That's true.
Exactly.
and you can't do that. You can't do that in anything.
So the third one. That was the second one. What's the third one?
Okay, and
Third
if
don't.
anybody's out there listening, go into the bunker on the low side.
Yes. And come out the same
And
way.
come out the same way. All right?
Yes.
If you're an adult, right, between the ages of 32 and 45, and you don't understand how
Tell
to
'em.
retrace your steps at this point in your life, you need help.
Let him cook.
Talk that talk,
cook,
Rich.
baby.
Talk
All right,
that talk. That
and
was-
don't go in the high side, okay? I've seen so many people lately, people who say that they're golfers, go in the high side of the bunker, all right?
Climbing the mountain.
Such a
Back
pet
out.
peeve.
Right?
Such
You
a pet
cannot
peeve.
do that.
That's a big don't. Don't be that
No,
guy.
that-
Don't be the guy
Don't be
that
that
climbs
guy.
up the face of bunkers.
Because
Do not be that guy.
you immediately tell me you're not a golfer.
I
All right? No, seriously, you immediately tell me.
Or you just don't respect your surroundings. Like,
Right.
you don't think about someone's got to take care of that.
Right, after you made, like a ditch. And it's also hurting the golf course.
You know what's worst? I just thought of this. When someone goes in the trap, they walk all over it. They get up to the green, and you're raking there for like a good minute. And they're like signaling to you, what does this do? I ignore them completely. Like,
dude, what do you?
I'll tell you in 5 minutes when I clean up your mess.
Do you
Yeah.
think I
Have
have
you
X-ray?
have you ever had that
do you
before?
think I have
Yeah.
X-ray vision?
Someone
No,
is on the
but
green.
I just find
Hey,
it
Rich,
like,
I
I
need to
know,
read.
I mean, that will be like my downfall someday, is,
You're going to just lose it.
yeah.
Just
Like, how could you not
enough is
retrace
enough.
your steps, right?
Have you ever called someone out on that?
Yes, I have.
I have
yeah.
too.
Oh, really?
Politely.
Politely.
Please walk out the
I
same
actually had a
way.
guy.
Yeah,
I actually
yeah.
had a guy today. He was a bigger guy, and so this shocked me. Walked up to the trap. I have his putter. I hand him his putter, thinking he's gonna walk out because he did walk all the way back in his own steps, and then he does a double take and runs. And I mean runs. This is a bigger dude.
To go run up the
Sprints
lip?
And ran up the lip. And I
Yeah.
just went, what are you doing? Like, he's a big dude. I go, why are you doing
I
this
don't
to me?
know. I don't understand like how somebody could. I just.
Where's
it
the
just-
logic?
No, there's none. It just belittles me.
What's the logic?
I'm bewildered. Bewildered is the word.
Dude,
That's
that's
a
good.
good
That was a
word.
good one to.
Bewildered.
That's a good one to end on. Should we even? I feel like you covered both do's and the don'ts because you talked about
Yeah,
what
that
not
was
to do
good.
and how to do it
But
right.
it's the bunker thing. I mean, it's. Please, like, it just. You look like. You have no idea.
You have no
how-
idea what you're doing.
You have
Can't
no-
take you nowhere nice is what I think in my mind. Can't take this guy anywhere nice.
I mean, and it's crazy. It's like. The way that you approach details like that is the way you approach, like, so many other things.
Yeah.
You know, you know what they say is how you do anything is how you do everything. Like it does and doesn't apply because a lot of these folks that come to these courses where there's a caddy program are very successful in their field, but God forbid they tripped over their shoelace, they wouldn't know how to tie their shoe. It's
Yeah,
amazing. It amazes me.
It amazes me.
Simple,
Yeah.
common sense things are like, wow, you're running one of the largest manufacturing firms on the planet, but you don't know this. Amazing.
Because those people, unfortunately, very rarely go down into the coal mines anymore.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You know?
It
I
always
mean,
it always baffles me that like these successful people that we caddy for, like, golf turns them into, I don't want to be rude, but like idiots. Like just in a
And
sense.
pricks
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. I mean, I can understand the the prick side, but it's just I see these titans of industry turn into children on golf courses.
yeah,
It-
but
it
there,
doesn't
but
make
there, are,
sense.
but there are people who will take out people to play golf just to see that,
Yeah.
and then they'll be like, "Goodbye."
That's very true. I
You
could see
know?
that.
So I mean,
I could see that. That's a place there's a lot can
you
be
learn
accomplished
more
on the
about. I
golf
mean,
course.
you learn more about playing golf with somebody for 4.5 hours than you will.
And I
in
think it's
8
fair to
months.
say, that what you just said, you learn a lot about someone, has nothing to do with how good or bad they are.
No, at the game.
Just etiquette.
No,
Yeah.
right.
It has
and
nothing
it's
to
not,
do with how good or
and
bad you are.
Again, like this isn't complicated etiquette.
It really isn't.
I mean, it's
Respect.
just simple, right?
Yeah.
It's not.
So now, Richie, I mean, for me, I got one last question for you. And now the most important question of all.
Oh.
Just how much should people be tipping their caddy? Talk to us. I mean, general
Talk to
terms,
us.
based on what you can base it on.
I mean, as everybody knows. I mean, because everybody goes to Starbucks now, and the tip thing comes up, right?
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
Either some people, are receptive to that or not. I mean, it's really divided.
I agree.
So that's an issue. I mean, before I get into that, one thing is that if somebody says something's taken care of, it's never taken care of. Okay?
It's usually a bad sign.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy who says, "Oh, it's taken care of."
Because
right?
it's never taken care of.
It's
You're
never
so
taken care
right.
of. All right.
That's such a good point. That's
All
such
right,
a good
so
simple
people. I mean, and people even use that as an excuse
That's true.
not to be generous.
That's true.
That's when you have to step up and be even more generous. Because
That
it's
is
been taken care
such
of.
a good point, Rich.
That's a really good.
That is so good. Like that is awesome.
We've kind of beat around the bush about that with
We
our
really have.
buddy on the last one, but Richie, I think, put the perfect words to it. He put the perfect words to it. Do not say it's taken care of because
Nothing is ever taken care of.
Yeah, we do beat around the bush with that because like that's a tough one to like get involved with. You're like, oh, it's taken care of, and you're like, you can't say anything to that either. 'Cause
Yeah.
then I feel like, because then you sound like almost rude. But yeah, that is it really using that as an excuse to not.
I mean,
be
even
generous.
if somebody says like, there's been one or two times where I've had to refuse tips because the guy who was paying, said, "I'm giving you X today, right? That's more than enough. You can't take any money from anybody. And if I see you, I'm going to be really upset."
And was
okay?
it a good amount?
Yes.
Okay,
Tremendous
okay.
amount, right?
Yeah.
So
No, I
that's
agree.
like that's on the other side of the spectrum, But if you're going somewhere, and the guy says, "Oh, I took care of the caddy," right? How do you know? I mean, you don't
Yeah.
know, right? I mean, you just out of just generosity, throw a slider,
I agree.
right?
You're
Just
speaking
to,
of as a person in a group. If we're a threesome playing, and I tell you two, I took care of the caddy. What you're saying is, you would probably anyway.
Yeah,
go and throw
just-
some.
right.
That's what. Yeah.
But like the
I agree.
other, but then there's other people obviously who use that as an excuse, not to take out any money.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what kind of grinds my
But
gears?
but I mean, has anybody what situation has anybody ever been in where it's all taken care of, right?
It's just bad news.
None.
You do this long enough, you know it's bad news.
No, it doesn't exist.
Never.
I mean, it barely exists.
I know.
I mean, so
when you have to say it,
You know
it's
what the worst?
bad.
You know what the worst is? Because this is usually a situation of like how this happens, it's taken care of. These guys. are
again, it's
coming-
not taken care of.
These guys are coming to the course probably for free, and playing a free
That's the
round.
worst.
And then they go, "Oh yeah, the member guy." It's like, dude, you paid nothing all day, got free food, free drinks, free round, and you're not even gonna pull anything out of your
But
pocket?
see, that's